Away. Hey,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Got a special guest with us here tonight. As evidenced
do.
by the stream title. he's right
Hey.
there. He's right there.
My dog, my
And
beagles. Hey, how are you tonight? We're doing
I pretty
good.
much always wear a hat,
Oh my
but
gosh.
my
We
hat
used to
game
have a
feels
bagel.
completely. Oh, go ahead.
We have had well, Jeff loves bagels. My husband loves bagels. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We have a Papillon currently. And so we're glad your doggy's here with us, Bob. Bob from One Stop Mouse, guys, is here with us.
Hey there.
Thanks so much, everybody, for being here in the chat. We decided to invite Bob on and just chat a little bit and get to know you a little bit better. James Ryan is in the chat. Hey, James, the incomparable James Ryan. Dean,
it's funny. I'll come to James after you give everybody a shout out.
Oh, okay. Dean,
hey, James.
Happy Turkey. I mean Tuesday, says Dean.
Hey, Dean.
Yeah, that darn autocorrect. Hey, Keith is in the chat. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, that autocorrect just hung you up there. I totally get it, Dean. I totally get it. What were you going to say, William?
Yeah, I was going to say, so James Ryan, I was doing a live stream, I believe, and or it may have been after our trip, but James Ryan was in one of our chats, and he said, I was talking about the wishables and how we hadn't started, collecting any of the wishables. And it's like, oh, it's a trap.
Right.
And he's saying, just fast forward a year and you're going to be doing a video on your wishable collection. because Jillian bought one, and I'll be darned if there's not a bunch of them stacked up on my desk right now.
Oh my gosh!
I just wanted to tell James he was right. He nailed it.
There you go. Hey, Francisco, good to see you. Garrett, Michelle, it's good to see you guys.
Francisco.
I have one wishable, just for the record. I have one. Bob, do you have any wishables?
No, I don't have any, actually.
Oh,
no.
wow. Okay, no. It's a trap.
Keep it that way. It is a trap.
Yeah, give me 1 year and I'm over.
Because I had said that I wasn't going to buy any wishables, and I broke down while we were in the park. We were doing a live stream in the park, and I thought, oh well, one won't hurt, right?
Oops.
Big mistake.
24 to go.
Yeah.
And I put up Tina McNeil, one of our great ghost hosts. I put up yesterday, I guess it was, a video opening a Haunted Mansion pin pack, like the mystery Haunted Mansion pin packs. And I need one to complete the set. I have 7 pins. I need one to complete the set. And I opened 2 pins, and I said on the stream, on the live stream or the video, I didn't get it. And Tina put in the comments, see, this is why I don't do collections.
Oh my.
This is why she's a wise woman. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Stacy's got her. Stacy Rogers has her Funko Pops, and it's that collector gene. Man, if I start collecting something, I've got to complete the set, and so until it's complete, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah, Mike Wheeler, it's good to see you.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, you have a headache.
Yeah, I hope you get to feel better, Mike.
A little bit if you need to, Mike, and stick with us. I hate to hear that you're not feeling well. This Mike Wheeler, another one of our amazing ghost hosts. So, but Bob, we are so happy to.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I've been looking forward to this.
Well, I'm glad. And
ever since I accidentally met you at your birthday party at Magic Kingdom, I'm like, Bob, you're Hitchhiking Bones? Party. Really? Oh, happy birthday.
That's funny.
It's true. It's true. Well, y'all were kind enough. Kelly from the Mickey Bunch, joined me at Skipper Canteen on my birthday. A lot of you have heard the story. Joined me on my birthday and invited Bob, Adventures with VP, and of course Taylor, her daughter, Taylor Made Magic. And we had the most wonderful birthday lunch. And I had all of these strangers at my birthday lunch that I had never met. So I feel obligated to get to know you, Bob.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, we've been on a few streams together, and and I interviewed you on my show, and hopefully, it's gotten to the point where I'm very comfortable talking in these things. So it's more about what I don't say.
Right. And this is what we were discussing in the green room, guys.
Yes.
We were waiting to come on. We were talking about all that. But really, Bob, I really like you as a person so far, but I'll tell you, the main reason I like you is because of your hat.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm trying to get my camera to focus. I'm not looking at my camera. Just so you're wondering. You can tell I was doing yard work if you want to look real close. But I'm like, okay. All right, now I'm in focus.
Bob, we bring you on the show and you're already trying to punch us.
Oh, it's the hat, Bob. I'm telling you, you are the only person in the Disney community that gives Pagey Mr. Morrow a run for his money on the hat game.
I know.
Oh, it's solid.
He's got a great hat too.
Yeah.
You know,
he really does.
He has, Pete says that Pagey Mr. Morrow, Nate has the best hat game. I don't know. You're stepping up there, Bob. You're
Well, I mean, my hat sort of has a weird history. It's an Akubra hat that was made in Australia at this little company that made the hats for Harrison Ford in the Indiana Jones movie.
Get out.
So this is really the real one, right? And not cheap either.
Gosh.
What it was during one of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, my wife challenged me. She said, I want you want to be Indiana Jones? Go all the way. So I went all the way. I cosplayed Indiana Jones.
Hey, Arlene.
I got the leather jacket from a little shop in England I got the hero jacket cut in the same way. And I'll tell you, if you ever look at me in that jacket, you'll know that Harrison Ford has way bigger shoulders than Bob does. So I got all this stuff. But when I actually went to the September 2018 party, it was 100 degrees.
Oh,
and
my.
if you think Indiana Jones can actually walk through a jungle in this hat and a leather jacket without having heat stroke, forget it. And I was sweating through the jacket, and I finally,
oh my gosh.
So I don't wear that anymore, but I'm so stubborn. I told my wife that I was going to wear the hat when I do streams inside. And so to this day, I'm so stubborn, I still wear it.
That's so
great.
Cool, though.
I love that backstory.
Man, that is see, it makes the hat even cooler if that's possible.
And then somebody like James Ryan or somebody said, hey, you got a trademark. It kind of makes you different. I was like, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Yeah. Be known for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big mouth and a hat. There you go. I'm all set. I don't have to do anything really.
Makes it easy, Bob. You just, you got this thing figured out.
Yeah, I was going to say at the beginning that I'd always wear a hat, but yeah, your hat's superior to mine. It's such a great hat.
If I get somebody to explain stuff like how to stream correctly and a few other things, I got it made.
There you go.
There you go. And we're all working on that one. We are all working on that one. Hey, Arlene, with Adventures with VP.
Arlene. Pretty Arlene.
Also, and Arlene, the next time we see each other, we have got to A, get a picture together, and B, you have to sign my autograph book, because I could have kicked myself when I saw you, VP, in the Magic Kingdom that morning, and we didn't get a picture, and I just forgot. So that's on the list. I got, and Bob, did I get your autograph? See, I forgot a couple times. I don't think I did. So
I wasn't aware at that point that you'd want my autograph, but
oh, sure, absolutely. Hey,
just met.
That though, Bob, is one of the great things about our Disney community.
It is.
It is.
We know each other, but a lot of times we've never met in person, and we spend tons of time together. All of us, we really do. So that's just kind of one of the cool things. And
it really is true.
Was just really nice.
When I get a chance to meet some of the people in our community, it strikes me all of a sudden, I've actually never been physically next to this person before. I just feel like I have.
Aww.
So, yeah. Arlene,
it's thank you. We will definitely get that picture. Yeah, I had just bought a cupcake, and I was sitting there. I was sitting, just kind of looking at the castle, and VP and Arlene walked by, and he said, and he looked over at me. I don't know how he noticed me, and he said, "Dawn, is that you?" And so we chatted for a little bit. It was really neat. Alyssa, good to see you.
It's a little bit harder, of course, to recognize people nowadays because of the darn masks.
Yeah,
it's like, is that Bob? It's like, what the heck?
Exactly. Well, and do you know that James Ryan picked me out? Never physically met James in my life. He is, again, one of our great ghost hosts. But hey,
Amy.
Welcome in, Jim.
Really good to see you, Amy.
Welcome in, Amy.
So good to see you guys.
Yeah, welcome into Arlene and Tina Marie and Stacey Rogers, Katrina Scalpini. And
Katrina.
She's here.
Yeah, she is.
It is good to see you, Katrina. We're so glad you joined us. And we're so glad you guys are here.
Captivating Katrina.
To be here. But yeah, I was standing on the sidewalk waiting to get in to get some Starbucks and that cupcake. And Jim passed me. I was standing on the sidewalk. He was walking down Main Street, and he got in line and he said, "Hey, Dawn." And I said, "Jim?" We're both like, yeah.
I know.
And he said, "Yeah." I said, "How did you know it was me?" He said, "I know you." So it was really cool. Maybe
that's
feel
good.
Really
if you can recognize somebody you've only seen on YouTube by their eyes in the sun,
that's pretty good.
That's good. That's better.
That's pretty good. So yeah, it was great. But Bob, let's talk a little. Let's talk about you.
Let's put him in the hot seat.
What about Bob?
About you. Yeah, we you can relax some here. Have you got on the hot seat yet with Pete?
No, I'm going to go on the regular show with Pete in like 2 months, but not the hot seat, that regular calm one. But right. I mean, every single time I'm on Kelly's show, the Mickey Bunch, or like the show I was telling you about last night, I literally can catch the sound bites on my own. And last night I was, earlier today rather, I was there, and Chris with Dad Builds was on there, and I could see him off to the side doing something. And I'm like, he's recording all of this. By the time he actually has it, it'll just be not. I'm just going to have to be totally transparent with Pete.
Right. And I think it was funny because Jeff and Angela, I was watching a live stream. I was on Team Replay for Jeff and Angela's stream. I think Jeff has just given up. He's just surrendered. That's what he's going to say. And if they catch him.
You figure it's all in fun, and the guy's real supportive of the community, so just give him what he wants and let him go away.
Absolutely. There you go. I tell you, it makes me nervous. It really makes me nervous.
I feel like he's a Girl Scout, actually, and I don't really want to give him that much information. Like, I don't want to buy that many Girl Scouts cookies, but I want to give to the cause, and so I'm going to give him all the information, and now, okay, you can go.
Exactly. That's yeah.
That's funny.
But
that's quite the analogy.
Pete is a Girl Scout. They keep calling him the Godfather.
Yeah, we need to check. We need to see if Pete has a good imitation. We need to ask him about that. Yeah, definitely. I have just a little bit of Today in Disney history, and then we're going to talk to this guy about YouTube. We always do a little bit of Today in Disney history, and there was some today. Author, and I thought this was kind of interesting. Author and storyteller, 1628, Charles Perrault, who laid the foundation for the literary genre, the fairy tale, was born in Paris. A leading intellectual of his time, the most famous tales he collected include Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Puss in Boots, and Little Red Riding Hood. His versions were mostly adapted from earlier folk tales that had never been written down and published. So he was kind of considered the father of the modern day fairy tale. I thought that was interesting. And of course, a lot of what Walt Disney did, Cinderella, hit most of his early works were based on fairy tales. So I thought that was just kind of an interesting thing there. In 1936, the New York Times published an interview titled H.G. Wells in Close-Up. He refers to Walt Disney as a genius. And I agree with Mr. Wells, by the way. Yeah. Wells was the author of such science fiction classics as The Invisible Man, The War of the Worlds, The First One on the Moon, and The Time Machine. He was a teacher at Henley House School, where he taught a young A.A. Milne, the future creator of Winnie the Pooh. Now, how's that for a little tie in there? Pretty cool.
That's cool.
Kelly!
She's here.
I think it's appropriate that Kelly's comment is giving Bob the Mike Wazowski treatment right now.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
Make your comments a little bit longer. It'll cover Bob's face. But Kelly wouldn't do that to you, Bob.
She wouldn't. She always drags those comments out of me, though. I don't know what it is about what she does. I don't know. It's just like a drug. It's like she starts talking, and all of a sudden, I'm like laying out everything. It's like a Nazi truth formula or something. Like, okay, everything.
John Fujita, hey.
Welcome in, John.
Ghost host as well. John, you get history credits for this. John, yeah, absolutely you do. Why not? We can go for that.
2000 on this day in Disney history, Mark Davis, one of Walt Disney's 9 old men, a core group of early animators, passes away in California just 3 months short of his 87th birthday. He masterminded the designs of heroines and villainesses like Cinderella and Cruella de Vil. After leaving animation in 1961, Davis had a hand in designing many attractions for the Disney parks as an Imagineer. So, definitely a significant pillar in the Disney community.
Absolutely. Mark Davis, no kidding. In 2001, downtown Disney, a separate restaurant, shopping, and nightclub zone beside Disneyland's new park, officially opened to the public. And so that's kind of cool that it was in 2001, downtown Disney opened on this day. And then the other one that I found was 2014, the 21st Walt Disney World Marathon took place in Florida. So just some things there that kind of tie into this day in Disney history. And we actually, just to give credit where credit is due, we use a website for this called thisdayinDisneyHistory.com. So cool. Look it up. If you want to look up, you can click on any date that you want, and it gives a full list, really cool site of what's going on. So Stacy, John, only if you pass the final. Exactly, Stacy. And if you knew mine and John's history teacher in high school, you would know how right you are on that. Oh my goodness. Bob, tell us about yourself. Give us a little bit of background.
Okay. Let's see. I was about to use a line from Steve Martin's film The Jerk, but I'm not going to do that. See, that's one of those things I'm not going to do. Let's see. I have a very varied history all over the place. I'm one of those guys that has done not a billion things, but probably about 20 different things. I have a master's degree in photography and cinema from the University of Southern California, and literally was a filmmaker. I won a Student Academy Award out in California, but this is like way, I'm 58, going on 59 in April. So way back in the 80s, I was this young, aspiring filmmaker.
Okay, so fellow Trojan, John Fujita, fellow Trojan here.
There you go. And so I was out there in California trying to do that young filmmaker thing for like a decade. Never really got my big break in feature films. Did a bunch of smaller things, commercials and music videos and industrial films and stuff. That led me to a film career. At that point, it was the 90s. That led me out to a film career in Nashville, Tennessee, when that whole country scene was taking off. And I did a bunch of videos out there. And then that kind of career.
Are we talking music videos, Bob?
Music videos, yeah.
Oh, wow.
For Alan Jackson and Shania Twain, those type of people.
Yeah.
And
Sweet.
if you Google my name, you'll literally see like there's a guy who's a well-known hiker, and like on the Appalachian Trail and stuff. There's some other guy who's a CPA in Cincinnati, and there's another guy who's got credits for various music videos. I'm two of them. I'm the guy who's the filmmaker. And then what happened is I finally got sick and tired of the filmmaker thing, because it was such a up and down sort of a world.
Feast or famine.
Yeah, really was. And then I started getting into long distance backpacking and went down a road with that where I literally ended up running a nonprofit in the Appalachian Mountains along the Appalachian Trail.
Wow.
And helping
Appalachian.
So when I say I know that neck of the woods, and you probably heard me yesterday saying that hiking through, going on a Disney trip is like hiking through a Caribbean jungle, and I was giving tips on footwear. That's because that's what I used to do in another world.
Right.
And then I don't know what it was, and I'm not that spiritual of a guy, but I swear to you, I think it was like a thing that I was supposed to do. If you think about it, if I had stayed where I was with COVID when they shut this Appalachian Trail and everything that I did down solid, I would have been way out of luck. Instead, my wife and I scraped up our savings, came down here on a wing and a prayer, through the first 8 months down on renting a house, and worked for several months on getting jobs at Disney. And here we are. I started doing a channel. But my world has been up and down. And then this is ironic that I have anything to do with media now. that I'm like going way back. And I went to the University of Miami to start off before USC. So I started doing little student films in Miami. And then all this way around from the 80s to 2020, I'm back in Florida again and making mini movies on a new technology. Very bizarre.
Talk about full circle.
I know.
It really is. When I say that explains, guys, please drop. I see you dropping the link to Bob's channel. Check out One Stop Mouse, because Bob's, and I'm going to mention it again, the one video that you did, and all of your stuff is really good, Bob. And I can see that you're growing and, figuring out, different things in your videos. But the one that you did on your vlog, where you inserted yourself into the movie It's a Wonderful Life, was just priceless. I have got to, that's my husband's favorite movie. I've got to show that video to Jeff. Gosh. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. So you lot of creativity in your videos. I love them.
Well, thank you. That was a lot of fun for me too. Well, and the thing is, I just had to kind of throw it into the wind, so to speak. Doing Vlogmas, even though I only did every other day, 12 videos like every other day, and trying to make them different. When everybody else is doing it, I'm like, I'm not gonna do an unboxing. 30 people are unboxing things. Well, how am I going to be any different? So I literally went and did, I did Christmas time from my dog's perspective. I interviewed myself. I jumped into It's a Wonderful Life. I'm like, what else could I do crazy?
You did.
I did a video for Vlogmas where I did, people keep asking me questions like about my hiking background and stuff. So I gave them answers the way you would read in the National Enquirer. Like I was a Titanic survivor living on the moon, and So, I mean, that's the only way I could have fun with that, because otherwise it was like, this is grueling. Kelly told me not to do Vlogmas.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And I'll tell you, we considered it. We thought about it.
We did.
We were on that same stream, remember? And I was trying to figure it out.
We were and trying to think about it, but I'll tell you guys, a video a day is tough.
Yeah.
A video a day is grueling. William actually did, and both of us did this. You want to tell them about yours, William?
Yeah, I did the Funko Pop Marvel 80-year celebration advent calendar. And so it's 24 straight days of pumping out a video a day.
Countdown to your Disney World trip.
Yeah. And then Mom did the same thing, except with a Star Wars. Yeah.
Lego Star Wars advent calendar. I counted down to our Walt Disney World trip in November with the Lego Star Wars advent calendar. So we put up, I put up 24 videos. William put up 24 videos on the channel. And it's like, oh man. And I love them. I think they're a lot of fun, and we're still, getting some views, but golly, it's tough.
Well, people who aren't creators don't realize, okay, so far we've been streaming for 26 minutes, right? Okay, great. So it takes 26 minutes to shoot that. But then you take that 26 minutes and then you edit it, put it in a close up, you pull out all this stuff, you put in the music, you do all this, and it's like
transition
later.
Yep.
And if you're doing one every day or every other day, you don't have 4 days later. So you're up all night. So
exactly. Yeah, it's tough. So we did not get sucked into the Vlogmas black hole this year. But I hold out hope for next year.
We'll have to trade
I'll
off
tell
or
people
something.
is if you're going to do it, you got to listen to the advice of other people. Like Walt told me, he's like, if you're going to do it, you should just forget about this year if you're not ready, and do it next year, and make sure you have, all of those videos ready ahead of time.
Yeah,
exactly. And then just schedule them. Exactly.
If I had done that I did that Wonderful Life thing a few hours at 2:00 in the morning. If I had done that a month before, it would have been, I can't even imagine.
So, and then when you've got them scheduled, you work on them ahead of time. You think ahead, and you kind of work on a schedule. Then guess what? When they drop, you get to just enjoy your comments. And, So we had a lot of fun with it. We really did, and I loved it. But
my Vlogmas, I literally kept having to keep the time later and later and later. So I basically would say, okay, tonight's Vlogmas, It's a Wonderful Life. It's tonight at 8. And then as I'm still editing, I'm like, no, I mean 9. I mean 10. And I'd barely get it in on that day.
Yeah, Amy did Vlogmas as well.
She did.
And so and there's Tina. There's Tina. We were I don't know if your ears were burning earlier, Tina. But we were talking.
Welcome in, Disney Master Chief. Hope you had a great Disney trip.
Disney Master Chief. Absolutely.
Hello.
Good evening. Welcome in. We appreciate it. But Bob, with that kind of background, now you are a former cast member.
Yes, right? And that too. That's what I've been. I came here 2 years ago with just savings. I've been talking to other people that want to move down here, and
William, it could work. It could work for us. You see, Bob did it, right?
But I came down here on a wing and a prayer, and literally, my wife and I scraped up all our savings, threw all the stuff in a truck. We don't have children. And the nonprofit I was at, it's like I gone through a divorce and all this stuff. So I literally didn't have strings. So we came down here, but neither one of us had a job. Yeah. And we knew we wanted to work for Disney. And this is just before COVID. So we come down here with no jobs, but we did have enough money to pay for the rental of this house we're in, which is 25 minutes out of Disney for 8 months. So we knew we had a chunk of time of 8 months to live,
to figure it out,
and everything to figure it out.
Wow.
Now she applied to Disney and got a job like that, literally. Like she did it, and the next day she got it. I applied for 12 jobs at Disney. I was every job you could imagine until I finally got one several months later. But finally we got them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad you did. I know, I mean, there are other people, who have done it that way. And, I think that's fantastic, Bob. I mean, I think it's great that y'all are able to do that. Now how has the whole COVID thing affected you? Are y'all?
Well, I'm unemployed now. I'm one of those, when you heard about the 28,000 people that got laid off. My wife got thank God she got hired so quickly, because she had so many people hired for what she does after her that she made the cut, so to speak. She didn't lose her job. I did lose my job, but Disney, it doesn't get out there so much. But I'll tell you straight from me, and like I said, I'm a little channel. I got nothing to lose. I just tell people the truth. They are great. Disney is wonderful. I swear that I want to work for them again. They're like my family that I never had. They laid us off, but then paid for our very expensive, very good health insurance for several months.
Yeah.
Then when they had to lay us off, they paid us to not work our full salary for 2 full months.
Wow.
And then, even though I had only worked there for less than a year, gave us several $1,000s in severance.
Oh, wow.
And then hired a company to help transition us from being fired to going into something else and writing resumes and everything else.
Wow.
So I can't, even in something that was unpleasant, they did the best that they could.
Yeah.
That's how classy they are.
Well, unpleasant and totally unprecedented.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, we're in new territory, guys, so that's wonderful. And and we love Disney, admittedly, where every place we can, we're Disney apologists. We love Disney, obviously, but, they really, I think, did everything that they possibly could for their cast members. And we love we love cast members. I mean, Disney, that their business philosophy is fantastic, and they expect a lot of their cast members. And I feel like, cast members who work for Disney, you have to be a certain type person. Yep. I think, to interact with guests, if that's where you are, whatever you're doing, Disney really expects a lot. Hey, good to see you.
Welcome in, Danny. Welcome in, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. How are you?
So,
they do. They're pretty strict about their presenteeism, being on time and doing what you say you're going to do. And they are a special crew of people, being very kind and friendly. Obviously, they have a reputation that's, first and foremost around the world. But if you are that kind of person, well, okay, I'm turning 59 in April. I look at the Disney job board every single day. I'll take anything I can get just to get back in there, because I want to retire with them. I don't want to stand in a parking lot and fry like an egg in the summer, but I'll do that if I have to start out. You know what I mean? Exactly. I'll do whatever I can just to get back in. Yeah. And I know right now they're not really hiring, but if you see me in those funny little tights sprinkling fairy dust on your safety bar at Peter Pan without this hat, then you'll know that
we can only hope. Oh, that's funny.
Is Dad Mule in here? That's probably gonna, So that's the kind of thing he looks for. Oh,
that's funny.
Well, tell us, okay, with all of this, happening in your life, tell us about your YouTube channel. What inspired you to do a YouTube channel? We all have a story.
When I was up in the Appalachian Mountains, I was on the Georgia-North Carolina border, right off the Appalachian Trail, literally like a half a mile, like down the street. I lived at this nonprofit 24 hours a day, literally. And it was very challenging because a lot of people actually go and they hike that trail as therapy for PTSD from war situations, hiking with their father's ashes on their back, that kind of thing, not just exercise. And I had been a counselor, right? So I was like tailor fit for this, but I didn't realize how hard it would be to be imagine living at your job, you know, and then when your shift's over, you just go in 8 feet away in the back and lay down on your bed and go to sleep. And anytime during the night, somebody who's having a PTS episode from a war drama or something can just wake you up. And it was that. And so I was escaping from there by going to Disney as much as I could, but that still wasn't enough. So I have a big monitor here, right? I always had a big monitor and a good speaker somewhere in this place that was playing streams, usually from Josh and Jenna from Resort TV One.
Gotcha.
And you know, it was therapeutic for me. And then I kept coming down to Disney so much. It was like breaking records, you know, I was coming down, you know, like a dozen times a year. I was getting platinum passes and stuff. And so you could see where this was going. This is really where I wanted to be. And then, like I said, it was just something clicked in my head. I shouldn't be here anymore. You should go now. It's like the time was right. Before COVID, before, you know what I mean? And I just went for it. I'm that kind of person that trusts his gut. And that's what happened. And I started doing the YouTube channel just before I left, because I thought, like a lot of people, like the guy who was asking me about streaming last night, I thought, oh, I should try this. So I started out with this channel, One Stop Mouse. It was initially called WDW Epic Vacations.
Oh, that was you, Bob.
That was me. And I would get on Josh and Jenna's thing and leave them super chats all the time because I like them, right? Yeah. And then and then Josh and Jenna had to explain to people, because they were already being backed by another travel company, Mickey Travels, that this was not a conflict of interest and I was not a travel company. And Josh sent me a little message saying, you might want to change that because people think you're a travel company.
Gotcha.
And I didn't get it at first. See, we get this now, but what helps me helps Hitchhiking Bones and vice versa, and helps the Mickey bunch. And we're like a big team, like a bunch of Marines, right? But I at first thought that I wanted to have a channel that was like a one-stop shop, one-stop mouse, where you come here and would have a site and a blog and a vlog and all this stuff. You know, I didn't realize there's no, what a lot of people out there don't get, there's no competition. We're helping each other. And so it's a funny name, but where it came from originally bears no meaning, really. You know, so there we are.
Well, I mean, I love the name. Actually, I was thinking about this today, Bob, when I was thinking about having you on. I love the name because One Stop Mouse, it's like, you know, it's like, this is your YouTube channel for One Stop Disney. You know, it's I like it. I like it.
Stop. I'm going to tell you everything you want to know and a little you don't.
Right.
Look no further.
And that's it. And now the channel is, well, it's 2 years old, but it's technically One Stop Mouse is only a year old. So when you change the name of your channel, you lose a lot lot And then once I started working for Disney, forget about it. The job I had was very, it was planning people's vacations and stuff. And it was a high metric sales sort of position. And so I just totally forgot about my channel, literally. Then guess when I remembered it? When I got fired or laid off.
So, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's only been growing for the last few months because I don't have a job.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm really glad to hear, that they took, such good care of you.
They did.
You said, try to get your foot in anywhere, even wearing tights, doing sprinkling pixie dust on Peter Pan.
Hey, I know somebody's going to get a picture of me when I'm doing it.
I have often thought, the cast member that follows along behind Merida's horse and scoops the poop.
Oh yeah,
I would do that.
I would do that too. It's not like I haven't done stuff like that. I mean,
I have owned my own horses. I'm no stranger.
It's no big deal.
I could do that job, Bob. I could.
I don't know what the Ratatouille. They hired some people for Ratatouille, and now I hear that they're going to be doing some more hiring. I don't know what their costumes look like. If I have to dress like a rat, and it might give a whole new meaning to One Stop Mouse, and I'll sit here in my rat costume.
Yes,
that's funny.
I'm sorry about this, guys. I forgot to plug my computer in, and so sorry about that. But I forgot to. I normally go over my checklist, and Bob distracted me. So
I do that to people.
Everybody just blames stuff on Bob. I'm telling you,
it happens.
But Bob is used to being around Kelly. He's used to getting,
okay.
We're going easy on him tonight.
This is nothing. You haven't given me any jokes about my 1,004 marriages. The number goes up every time I talk to anybody.
I have not, and that's
Thank you.
That's the deal. Arlene, we used to have horses. We don't now, and I so miss them. We had horses for years and years. And I had my personal horse was a registered quarter horse named Investor George, and we did a lot. We did play days, we did trail rides, just all kinds of stuff. We really enjoyed riding. So yeah, so that's the reason I'm no stranger to horse poop. I would not have any problem at all scooping poop. Therefore, granted, I'd rather do something else, but hey, even horse poop is magical at Disney. Right?
There are some positive sides of a lot of things. I know people who do the janitorial stuff late at night in those white outfits.
Mm-hmm.
But in the summertime, being in Magic Kingdom at 1 o'clock in the morning is a lot more comfortable than being during the day, and
Exactly.
you get that shift differential because it's late at night. There's always something. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll see where I end up.
Yeah. So exactly. No question. Okay. A lot of news coming out of Disney. Bob, we've just, we're with the whole, this whole mess that's happened this year. Disney, it has made.
You mean this week?
This week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have made, has tried so hard to adjust, as they go along. They've, now we're not getting fireworks, we're not getting parades. I mean, there are a lot of things that we've had to compromise on. And James.
I get you there. A New York lawyer, I can only imagine.
I was just laughing too hard at that comment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Arlene, if you have horses and you love to ride, girlfriend, get into the saddle. I just man, I really miss my horses, and I would love to ride. We just haven't. My husband and I haven't. My husband even broke horses at one time.
Really?
Jeff is kind of a horse whisperer. Yeah, Jeff did never. Jeff never broke a horse. You picture the bucking and the no. That's not how he did it at all. Jeff broke horses very gently, and again, he's just a horse whisperer. So, yeah. So we've done a little bit of everything, Arlene, and enjoy them. Yeah. Oh, you don't have them; you just love them. Yeah. We do too. But yes, with so much going on. Bob, what do you and we're going to go over some Disney news here in just a few minutes. Okay. And there's been a lot of speculation, New Year, all of us in the Disney community have been speculating about where do you see Disney going? What do you think is going to happen? As far as, when do you think Disneyland will open up? I mean, we've got a lot going on here, we've got a lot of changes ahead still.
Well, it depends on a lot of things. First of all, the reality that no one wants to hear, and I don't want to talk about it, but I will for a second. The reality is, if you got to think about it, right now, the two worst places for COVID, which is breaking records way more than it was in the spring, and it's way more contagious, right? Guess where the two hotspots are? Mid-Florida and Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Gee, what's in mid-Florida and Los Angeles, right? The two parks. Mm-hmm. So regardless of what the governor does, and regardless of how we think one guy is too loose and the other guy is too strict, if the virus does what the virus is going to do and we don't get out the vaccine quick enough, that's going to rule the entire situation. It's not going to matter. Disney will have to Disney World will have to bring back the capacity, or maybe even shut down on their own. The governor would never make them shut down.
Yeah.
The governor here wouldn't make Disney World shut down if it was burnt on fire. But on the other hand, the governor on the other side, if he's been as strict as he's been and it's getting worse, common sense would tell you he's not going to. I was telling Dawn something I had just heard on the news before I got on, which is very interesting, and it's real news, not rumor news. Is starting next week, several thousand people a day will be getting the vaccinations at Disneyland in Anaheim, which is very, very interesting because Disney is going into the fold, trying to work with the governor, putting themselves in the public eye, trying to solve the problem. And maybe that is well on its way towards doing something. I don't know.
Terrific, Hughes.
And maybe with their election, maybe something will help that as well. But I really think the big thing that no one wants to address is if it's going to get worse before it gets better, the vaccine, what would you think would happen? If right now, today, it's worse than it was on April 30th, well, then we should have capacity that's further back already. So if capacities come back like in 9 days or something, that shouldn't really be a surprise, and don't choke on your tongue if that happens. And I think that may well happen. And that also would affect the festivals, which is why, they're careful. It's still all of the festivals are all Taste of Epcot festivals.
That's true.
Right? The best of festivals. So that means just like they did with the festivals when they started them up again, they brought them out in a small version, then kind of expanded them. So then if anything happens now, they can always kind of bring them down again. They've given themselves wiggle room, so to speak. And everybody keeps very mysterious. Why do they keep getting rid of the Disney perks? If you were bleeding money in your business, where do you think the perks would be going, and why would there be leaving? We're trying to plug the holes that we're bleeding. And if we don't know how long this is going to last, we're trying to prep for things to come, right? We're talking about the company where people, for as long as I can remember, have been standing at the gates with iPads asking you for information and taking polls. They're right on top of what's going on.
That's true.
They're talking to the feds. They're talking to the CDC, to the governor. They're on it, man. So there you go. Disinfinity.
Welcome in.
So, so I think they're going to be very, very careful. What's going on with the Disney's Magical Express and the train? I think that involves contracts. Those are Mears buses.
So. They are.
And they've already laid the tracks for the Japanese speed train. I just hope that the bus service doesn't stop before the speed train starts, because a lot of people, especially international people, depend on that. So if they don't time that right, they're going to have a lot of upset people.
I think I really do too, Bob. I can't imagine, as meticulous as Disney is with everything else that they do, I can't imagine them discontinuing the buses before that train is up and running. The thing that's Disney, I've always said this, Disney walks a very fine line that Universal and some of the other parks don't have to walk, between innovation and bringing us new technology and nostalgia. And that will always be the case because, we love Rise of the Resistance, but we also want our Haunted Mansion and our, Pirates of the Caribbean. So Disney is constantly doing a balancing act, between the nostalgia and innovation. I'm excited about the train. And Disney fans, we're and I'm no different. A lot of times we're all about, oh my gosh, don't change it. Yeah. And they really have to, guys. They have to grow. They have to, so we'll be okay.
How much did you hear that about the Great Movie Ride versus the Runaway Railway?
Yeah.
I mean, either they were going to do a lot of innovations on that movie ride, or obviously that thing had seen its time,
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I love, and I'm one, I hated to see it go. The Great Movie Ride, being as big a movie buff as I am, I always cried. I cried at the Great Movie Ride, that final scene. It was very emotional. And so, yeah. And
I like the Wizard of Oz part. Always used to get me.
It was like being there. It was like being on the set. It was incredible. I absolutely loved it. But anyway, I think we'll survive. But again, with all this going on, and William, I'm going to shut up so you can chime in here. With all this,
it's fine. Just keep on going.
I was like, as soon as she starts saying with all this going on, you fill in the blanks. I don't know what you're talking about. It's been pretty boring to me.
I feel like I truly feel like Disney is first and foremost a business. Guys, we have to remember that. And William, you're a business major. I've always been really impressed with Disney and the business side too. And Bob, of course, you being a former cast member, you understand too. So, but I really feel like that they will do everything they can before they close Walt Disney World. I so hope and pray that they do not have to close. They'll back off crowds. They'll bring those percentages back down. And so, hey, Elena, aloha.
I don't think that's going to happen. Actually, I would bet you there's no way unless COVID was so really bad, or the governor said, and what would have to happen for that, right? The governor made them, but I can see the capacities coming back because I can too. I could see them pulling those capacities back and drawing back again. If that's what they have to do, guys, I don't want them to close. So what say you, William?
Well, I was just going to say Disney Master Chief said one thing about the Magical Express was seeing the excitement of my daughter knowing where it was taking us. It was part of the experience. Oh, yeah. After, taking a plane from, DFW or Dallas Love Field and flying out to MCO, and, dragging my luggage across MCO, the airport there in Orlando, and just standing there in line waiting on the express. I mean, the express, whenever it's coming to you at the beginning of your trip, you're like, yes, like it's time. Like I'm here. Right. Like my Disney vacation starts right now.
So my best Magical Express memory is when I was a kid, right? I come in on the plane, get on the Magical Express, and we almost had to postpone our vacation because it was one of these hurricanes that obviously comes once in a while. And as we're coming from the airport and I'm looking off to the right and left, palm trees are down left and right. There's huge chunks off of the roofs, and all the roofs on the buildings to the side of the highway all have tarpaulins on them and everything. And I'm asking my dad, it's like, well, what is that? Well, what is that? And I'm like, wow, this place is just a mess. And I was getting worried, like I was going to get to the Magic Kingdom and the castle was going to be on its side and everything. And my dad's trying to calm me down because he's like, no. Disney World, and this is when I started to appreciate this. I didn't know this, but he said Disney World is the safest place in Florida to be during a hurricane. He said the locals during a bad hurricane actually go to the Disney resorts to stay, and they'll let them bring their pets because it's built for hurricanes. And when we got there and I saw it, that the Magic Kingdom was okay, you know, that's my best Magical Express memory.
Oh, that's Dave.
That's awesome.
That is really
yeah, but it's kind of that, you know, that moment, you know, you get in and they've got the old video. I don't know if they ever actually updated the video from the last few years. You know, they started playing some of the Mickey cartoons and shorts and stuff, some of the newer stuff. But that video that, you know, you go into the resort, man, I don't know that they touched that thing for quite some time, but I loved it anyway.
About the one with Stacy and her 7 things you got to do or something like that.
Yes.
Or, and then they played her in the resorts too. It was like top 10 Disney must-dos. They still play that in the resorts.
Yeah. And so yeah, I agree with Disney Master Chief. It kicks off the vacation, and so hopefully they get it all figured out. You know, figure out this thing with the train from the airport. You know, where are they going to drop you off? There's a lot of question marks that'll be resolved between now and them, you know, supposedly shutting down the buses. So hopefully get all that straightened out.
Yeah.
So where they're supposed to drop you off, from what I understand, is it's across the street. I also worked at Disney Springs, and so there's one of the parking garages, the Grapefruit Garage, which is also overflow, is that one that's across the street, like across the way from World of Disney, across the Buena Vista. Yeah. And there's an area over there. I think it's like back behind the gas station. There's a big area back in there, like a parking lot, and I think that's supposed to be the station for the speed train, so to speak. And they supposedly have laid up the majority of the track for that already too. So they just have to literally just on container cars from Japan, just bring these things in and plunk them down. They say they could literally do it really quickly.
Well, that's crazy.
I know.
I didn't realize they were that close to completion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these things go really quick. I think they have a couple of you know, they always have to do environmental studies and everything. There's a couple of things they still have to do. But could you imagine driving on the highway and a train goes by you, you know, at like 150 miles an hour? And you don't know, you don't know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the idea. I mean, I think it's going to change a lot. It's going to lend a whole new dynamic, I think, to transportation in Florida. But you know, I'm thinking, wow, what if I lived, you know, in Southern Florida and all of a sudden I can get to Disney World, you know, on a bullet train.
There you go.
Pretty cool. So so that's pretty cool.
There was something else that I heard today too that I don't know if you guys heard, but this is weird, but it's counter to thinking, but it is interesting. On the subject of what that everybody keeps saying, why are they getting rid of perks? A lot of people want to get the perks, stay at the Disney resort so that they stay within the spell, within the bubble. They don't want to go off property because it breaks the spell, right? Well, they're actually saying that, and you would think, okay, it works for me, plus it works for Disney because I buy everything there. From A to Z, I buy everything there, right? Well, now they're actually saying that their thinking has changed. And they don't want you there because of COVID and the problems of traffic and everything from A to Z. And so that's another reason they're getting rid of perks and cutting the fat, because it saves them money and it gets you out of there. You're there for some, but not for all. And that's really weird. Never thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really strange, because I would think you would want to do everything in your power to keep people on property and not want them to go to Universal and not want them to go, you know, see other things.
I saw that on my phone. It was like on WDW News tonight or something like that. But I thought, really? I don't know.
Okay. Let's let's see, Stacy's wanting us to rate a
First.
just let's see, find Stacy's comment up there.
Oh, okay. It says, I've said this before, everyone now is just getting to know the Disney I knew. My last time there was 1989. No Magical Express, no Magic Bands, no Fast Passes, no advanced dining reservations.
Yep.
Has it been that long, Stacy, since you've been in the parks?
Wow.
You are overdue, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way overdue for a trip. And if you go, of course, gosh, all the YouTubers may, descend to Walt Disney World just to meet you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Golly. Yeah. I hope
it has changed really quick in not that long a period of time. Just in 10 years time.
Oh yeah.
10 years time, fast passes, you would walk up to the attraction, get a little ticket out of a machine, put your card ticket in, get a fast pass paper ticket out of the machine, and then come back.
That's it.
Uh-huh.
And you still do that at Disneyland. They still have, but my husband and I were jumping at Disneyland in 2019, and I saved my paper fast passes, because I thought these are going the way of the dinosaur. So
they will be
for those. Yeah. But yeah.
So if you could make one big change at Disney, what would it be? Say we put you in charge for a day, Bob.
Yep.
If you could make one big change, what would it be?
Oh, shoot. It depends. Like tomorrow?
Yeah.
See, it depends. If it were tomorrow, let's see, one big change at Disney.
Or if you want to fast forward a few years, hopefully, the company's in a little better shape. And
I think right now,
I'll just leave it open to you.
I would like the fast passes the way Disneyland has them and what I just mentioned. I think that would actually work really good. Everybody keeps talking about fast passes instead of making it complicated and worrying about when people are returning and everything. Realize right now they do that. That's what they do for people with disabilities. That's the DAS system. They basically get an authorization at the front of the park that, I have diabetes, or I have this. I can't wait on a line. They go to the kiosk at the ride, and then they scan the band and tell them when they can come back.
Okay.
So whether it's a paper ticket or they scan the band in the way they do with the DAS passes, it's still a fast pass-like system that is much more straightforward. I'm here, first come, first serve, come back in a half an hour, Bob. I think that a lot of people would find that they would like that.
Well, that's we've got essentially, I'm thinking that they may institute something like that. They may put something like that in place when, Ratatouille is like this. The construction walls for Ratatouille are down. So, I'm thinking we're this close to that ride opening. If the numbers are spiking like that, they may still delay it a little bit more. I don't know, but it's possible we'll see some kind of ride queue like that when that ride opens. And some of the others that we know are not coming, as soon as we thought, but they'll, Tron and Guardians of the Galaxy will eventually, be a reality. So we might see something like that instituted. We absolutely might.
There's so many things that go through my head. Because other people raise these things, and they make me mad, they make me happy, they make me sad, but I try to not feel as a counselor in the past. That's another thing I did I never told you about. I counseled adolescents in several psych hospitals for 12 years.
Wow.
So when I start getting upset about what's going on nowadays, I try to suck it in. You and I were talking about it before I got on. I try to suck it in and go, well, what do I think? Not what do I feel? Otherwise, I would just want to scream into my hat 24 hours. Somebody said to me the other day that Disney is thinking about the show The View on TV is not The View, sorry. The Voice is that singing show where they have a competition.
Yeah,
and they
turn
have
the chairs.
Right. They have no masks, and they're like 5 feet apart, and they're turning chairs and everything. And nobody has masks on or anything. And you're like, oh, okay, this must be taped, right? No. What they do is it's this pod sort of a reasoning. They put all the people who were singing and everything in a hotel for a month. They test them a few times. They put the celebrity judges in the same hotel. They test them. If everybody's in the same group and everybody's good, then throw them in a studio and shoot them, and shoot the episodes, and it's all good. So
that's very similar to the National Hockey League's bubble that they did last year.
So Disney's actually playing with that idea of a bubble.
Wow.
Not that, of course, like I said, think, don't feel.
Yeah.
So how would you feel if you could go into Disney and all of those casts were inoculated and somebody said, where's your proof that you got a shot, Bob? And I go like that and they scan my phone and I could go into the park and I didn't have to have that damn mask on that always fogs up my glasses. How would I feel? A lot of people would say, no, I don't want to hear about this. Well, you don't have, there's no door number 3. What if there were just 2 doors, mask or no mask, but you got to do it this way? Yeah. I'd rather have 2.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Interesting thought. And again, the National Hockey League did something like that.
Did they?
Yeah, they did it successfully. I mean,
they absolutely did.
There was they had 0 cases all throughout the playoffs last year. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, so there's that.
Tina McNeil saying, yes, that's what they did for basketball. Did they do that for really? Yeah. So, I mean, there's ways to think this stuff through. I just, I don't like to make myself look like one of the adolescents I used to counsel. You know what I mean? And I feel that way half the time. I don't know what to do sometimes. It's so crazy. But I think we all just have to have a voice of reason in the back of our head. Yeah. Even when it comes to, well, think about this. How many YouTubers, you, me, Will, and all the people we know, they all say the same thing. When I go to Disney, I turn into a 7-year-old again. Yeah. But don't think like a 7-year-old. Who's your mom? Who's your mama? Who's going to think this thing through? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to keep part of your adult self. So.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah.
My bank account agrees with you.
Oh, I've done that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Food and wine festival, you just start having a few sips of wine and a few of this, and it's like beep, 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 beep. You look at the bill later, you're like, this can't be true.
Right. Okay, Bob, and this is one of my favorite questions, and I realize we're already over time, but we see if we can. Okay, if you could tell me what your ideal Disney day is, like you could go to any park, what parks would you go to? What would you eat? What would you do? Tell us what your ideal Disney day looks like.
Well, just in a general question like that, I would have to include Magic Kingdom because Magic Kingdom is Disney, no matter what coast it's on.
Yes.
What you were experiencing when I met you or walking around Magic Kingdom, I hadn't been in Magic Kingdom for like a month. Yeah. And it's like the mountains and Magic Kingdom are the same for me. If I'm not there for a couple of weeks, as soon as I see the mountains or see that castle, it's like my heart just goes... it just takes my breath away. I would go to Magic Kingdom, spend all the time there I want, just do every ride I can. Nothing specific to eat. I do like Casey's hot dogs, but I right now I can't get one.
Yeah. We're out there with you.
Yeah. And then I would probably, if it were today, I would probably go to Epcot and just enjoy the food for the night. And hopefully the fireworks would have started because I'm really interested in what that spaceship in the middle of the lake is.
Exactly. So Casey's, where else do you like to eat in the Magic Kingdom? What's your favorite?
Well, Liberty Tree Tavern is my favorite place to go. I try to go to Liberty Tree Tavern on holidays. I like going to Magic Kingdom on New Year's, Christmas, or Thanksgiving, and going to Liberty Tree Tavern. It just seems like the perfect place. So I've done that quite a lot. I also like going to Garden Grill on special occasions, and now I hear they're going to be closing down soon.
Yeah,
really?
I heard
really
too. I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
I love that restaurant.
Yeah. Garden Grill. I love Garden Grill for a number of reasons. I feel like Garden Grill has so many perks that. Well, it's family style, so it's not buffet. Right. You get your food brought to you. It rotates. It's a character meal. It's less hectic maybe than some of the other character meals, and the food is good. So yeah,
I can hear Walt's dog for about half of that. It takes about 90 minutes for the full rotation of the restaurant, and they think it's going to take about an hour for you to eat.
Right.
I was there a few weeks ago with Kelly from the Mickey Bunch and VP from Adventures with VP and Gonzo with Adventures of Gonzo. And the characters they don't come up to the foot of your table. They're behind that wall that's against that back wall of the table. And then they kind of like wave over the divider at you. And it's usually Mickey, Minnie dressed like gardeners, and Chip and Dale.
Yeah, you don't get to see them in those costumes anywhere else, which is a lot of fun. Disney Master Chief, I think I'm sure it's just like a refurb. I'm sure they're maybe they're just kind of greasing the wheels there that turn that restaurant up. Hope that's what they're doing.
You can also hear Walt's dog down on that porch in the land for about half the ride. So if you're a big fan of you can hear him like halfway.
That's funny.
All the way. Yeah. Kelly's saying you had the best time there.
We did. That was fun.
A good day. Yeah.
Any place with Kelly is good. Any place with Redhead is good.
Yeah. My only complaint, like I say, about that Magic Kingdom day on my birthday was that we didn't have more time to spend together. That
that would have been nice if we could have done that.
Yeah. And that's okay. I mean, you had a live stream. I had a live stream.
We both had streams,
we headed off and did our thing. But
and then I didn't get a chance to catch up to you because I've been planning my streams in 3-hour chunks. So I'll figure it to 3 hours and then up until 1 hour before closing. So I can get the heck out of there before I have to stand shoulder to shoulder with people there on Main Street with that 2-mile-long line out of the Emporium.
Exactly.
So if I can beat them out, then I've had a good day.
Exactly. Yeah. It was good. Yeah.
And somebody the other day asked me, they said, Bob, sometimes I watch your streams and I'm nervous about coming because on this day it looked really crowded, but on this day over here it didn't look crowded. And I'm sure you probably tell them the same thing. I say, well, okay, say Dawn and I say, what's the safe amount of people to have in the park today? It's this many people. Okay, well, it's this many marbles, okay? We put them in the box. Well, they're not going to be all evenly distributed. I need a chunk of marbles over here, and then the marbles will be way far apart. So you go into a narrow funneling section like that tunnel between Peter Pan and It's a Small World, and it's kind of tight. Then you're over at Tomorrowland, and it's like you got a football field to yourself.
There you go.
So, and that's the thing I always think about. Pictures, and even video to a degree are all capturing moments in time. So, it doesn't always look like that.
yes, and it may, and that's the thing. When you snap a picture. Well, that picture may immediately change. When you take a picture of a whole group of people, those people are moving, and so which is why we wear the masks. And Disney, obviously, we haven't been 2 times this year. I've been, Bob. You go in. I feel very safe at Disney. I wear my mask. I do the social distancing. They have the spaces marked out on the ground.
Mom was using hand sanitizer to parks before it was cool.
I was.
Me too. And the lines are actually the safest place to be because those lines are right there. Yeah. Now this is funny. Okay, this is hilarious, and I know Dawn's going to know what I'm talking about. They have those lines there, okay, and everybody's very cognizant, except for people who have this on a gimbal. And they're looking at the chat, and then they're walking into your back. And so you become the guy that you're saying, why don't you step back? You're the guy. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
It's true. You know, we and that's one thing, you know, that is such an advantage when William and Jillian are in the parks with me, or Jeff's with me, you know, somebody's with me, because we can kind of watch each other.
Yeah.
You know, I was when William was holding the gimbal, I was generally kind of scanning, you know, to make sure that he didn't, you know, trip over a concrete barrier in Tomorrowland,
Right.
you know, or something like that, and kind of, you know, plus you just need the help. It's but it's interesting to, you know, to you're trying to read the chat, you're trying to make sure you're giving everybody in the chat a good view, a good, you're not streaming the ground, Bob.
Well, you know, some of the parks at night too, when you're streaming, that becomes very, very evident. Some of the parks at night can get really dark at night.
I was going to say, I watched the Epcot stream.
Right? If you're in Epcot, there are big, big lakes of black.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Now we chose not to do Epcot my last trip because we wanted 2 shots at Rise of the Resistance. So we didn't go to Epcot last time, but Epcot can get pretty dark.
It
really,
absolutely. It wasn't. I think I jumped between. It was probably a couple months ago now, but Diz Our Dream and Jim More Sunshine Please were both streaming from Epcot, and I was like, man, it looks so dark. I don't think they had the torches turned on around the World Showcase Lagoon. So
I actually don't like to stream just in the dark at Epcot for that reason, because with the big lakes of black, it's like, where is he? So I'll try to have, like, if I'm doing those 3 hours, like I say, I'll try to have like 2 hours of light and then an hour of dark, so I can go see the new fountain. Go into things, because it's just that and Animal Kingdom, they're just too dark. Where Magic Kingdom is okay. You know. Yeah.
Hollywood Studios is generally okay.
Hollywood Studios has all the 1940s neon and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, Bob, tell us. We'll kind of start heading towards the game.
We're gonna start closing it down. We'll be here all night if we don't at some point.
Because we could talk all night. What are your goals for your channel?
Well, you know, this is interesting. It's funny. It is kind of funny, actually. I want to get to. I think I'm at like 588 or something like that. I literally, because of the third-party streaming apps that are so annoying to me, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, not for fame and fortune. I just want to get there so that I can stream directly through YouTube. It's just becoming a pain in the butt. Besides that, I just want to keep.
Come on, Bob. You got to have a challenge, man. Come on now.
I want to keep establishing relationships. I want to keep establishing relationships with people like you guys, and coming up with new and creative shows. Like you know, when I was forced out on a limb to do crazy vlogmases, new and creative shows that, well, this is what I've been trying to ask myself since I started doing this. If 30 other people are kind of doing the same thing, an interview or a unboxing or whatever, what do I add to it? I don't want to just be another stick on the pile. I want to add something else, whether it just be my personality or a new sort of way of looking at things. And I think what I have to add is I have a weird perspective on things. So and that seems to appeal to people, especially like older guys like Jim Ryan. And a lot of people who don't have kids that want to come to the parks. I notice that they kind of gravitate towards me a little bit more.
Yeah, that's interesting, Bob.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. We all, you know, people say, well, that the Disney YouTube community is saturated. No, it's not, because what William and Jillian and I do in the parks is totally different than your take on the parks. Right. We're all covering Disney, but we're all sorry.
Jim Ryan is great. I love him. He's been so helpful to me. And he's very young. He's very young.
Honorable James Ryan. I figured you were going to chime in on that, James. But yeah, we're all, we all think about things differently. We all make different comments. We all do things completely differently. And so, people who are looking for, I did it, before we had our Disney Channel. I did that. I would look for, vloggers that I enjoyed. Obviously, I think that's Josh, one of Josh and Jenna's. That's why they have 125,000 subscribers, guys, is because they are so likable. They're so grounded. Mm-hmm. They're so they're just normal people who really love Disney, and we love that family. So everybody has their own take, and I agree, Bob. I think that's but just doing what we do, but still, trying to find a way. And that's what William and I are looking at in the new year, trying to find some things to do that are different, pull in some new people or whatever.
Well, just remember too, I mean, it doesn't mean you have to recreate the wheel.
Yeah.
It's just the way you could do interviews like a lot of people do interviews, but like me. Okay. I seem to find
Stacy sub to your channel, Bob.
There you go.
Here's how I was. Fix that now. Okay. I seem to find out little personal things about people. And I like that. Not that I want to shout them from the rooftops, but like things that I haven't heard anywhere else. Oh, and then I feel like I've had lunch with you for real when I find out that you're a Latin teacher. Absolutely. Or you're this, you're that. It's not like, something I'm going to share, but it's just, that makes sense that Bob's done this and this, or this guy's a Latin teacher. Well, that's why he's like this. That makes sense. And I like that kind of insight.
It does. Yeah, it absolutely does. And, and Amy brings up a really good point. And this is one of the reasons that I wanted to start the channel. We're streaming for memories of our trip. We're streaming our channel. Our channel, if nothing else, is a huge repository of our Disney memories and our experiences and what have you. My granddaughter, Kylie, loves to stream with me. I love that she loves to stream with me. She's going to look back on those videos just 5 years, 10 years from now and go, wow, look at what I did.
Yeah, that's true.
So, that's a big part of it. And Josh and Jenna said the same thing.
It's what used to be home movies. My dad was shooting Super 8 and old video. The stuff that my dad had was unbelievable. Yeah. He had this big clunky video camera and like these lights. It was like, and they're dragging kids.
Well, and think of the first VHS. You had to put those things on your shoulder. Yep. VHS. Took that full size VHS tape. So
they had a printer on their shoulder. It really did. It was like,
Arlene, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people are motivated by that, Arlene. To have if nothing else, to have this huge place, where you have all of your Disney memories and you can look back on. I a lot of times, and William knows this, he'll call me and say, "What are you up to, Mom?" And I say, "Well, I'm watching us, watching our stream from Hollywood Studios just because it makes me happy. I love to, to watch watch us in the parks and, William's talking to the chat. William is excellent at live streaming and really does a good job with people in the chat. And I just love to watch it, so yeah, it's fun.
James, Ryan, and Elena are talking about how nice the Disney YouTube community is. And it's really been hitting me lately because I've been on a few streams where there's been 6 or 7 people after the stream, behind the scenes after it's not live anymore. And I'm like, and I just sit there for a minute in between my weird comments and I'll be like, these are like some of the, I don't even know these people physically, but they're the nicest people I've ever met.
I know.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, we feel exactly the same way. We sure do. And we love that, you know, and really, Bob, you know, we might have talked about this before, you know, it's changed the way we do Disney, you know, because
it has.
It's so strange to go into Disney and it's like this big family reunion, you know, with, you know, you and VP and Kelly and This Our Dream and, you know, James Ryan and so many, you know, people that we get to meet and know now. It's like, oh, we want to be at Disney Springs later. It's fun. It's fantastic. Yeah. So, yeah.
It does change it.
It really is. Is there anything?
That would be awesome.
Is there anything else, Bob, that you wanna share with us? Was that too broad a question?
No. Actually, I'm so glad that you had me on. I was looking at a comment from somebody, do I still have my dad's stuff? And I actually do. I have a lot of Super 8 film that my dad shot at the parks that I could have put over on video and do some vlogs.
Wow. You need to make that happen.
Yeah. See a little Bob with like white blonde hair and bangs.
Oh my gosh, that would be great. That would be great. That would be so. Well, and you need to, you know, get that stuff transferred over to digital to be sure it's preserved. So, we'd love to see some of that, Bob. That'd be
I'm working on trying to get to. It's all tech stuff. It seems when you're small and your resources are limited and stuff. It seems like tech stuff, the basic building blocks. So trying to get so I can go, you know, stream through YouTube. I just got a better editing software. My wife just got me a gaming computer that'll process, you know, pictures and video better.
Yes, I'm excited about that. For you.
And so until recently, I don't know if you heard all the jokes. They used to make jokes over on Kelly's channel that my other computer and my old Wi-Fi was so bad that it would break up my speech a lot. And I was talking about, have you heard about the condiments joke that they had? I was talking about a hot dog, a corn dog at Disney that you didn't, it was so delicious I didn't need any condiments. And people were like, what did he say? And
no.
So that doesn't happen now.
No.
So slowly but surely, it's getting better. You know, I'm not having those incidents, and
that's fantastic.
Not to use the asphalt when I have live streams and basics.
That I'm so pleased that you're not having that problem anymore.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have talked. I had some Disney news as is our custom. To share tonight, but we pretty much covered it. We covered, you know, the Magical Express and some of the rides, you know, were delayed indefinitely. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is like probably this close to opening. The only other thing is I did find some really cool new T-shirts that they're offering at in Disney. And they're like Valentine's Day T-shirts, and one of them says they have the Hitchhiking Ghosts on them. One says "He's my foolish mortal," and the other one says "She's my foolish mortal." So it's a fun little. Those are kind of cool, and those are brand new.
That's neat. Another note I saw today that's unrelated to the parks is that Lucasfilm Games is I think a new division in EA.
Oh wow!
And they're making an Indiana Jones video game, so completely unique story. But I was really excited about that, and in honor of Bob's hat, I had to mention it on the stream.
Definitely,
awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And WandaVision is coming on Disney Plus
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, so really. We're all really excited about that, and there's tons of new Disney content coming to Disney Plus, and we're excited about every bit of it. But WandaVision, I think they've been putting up some more detailed trailers and such. And actually, I meant to send Dope Dad a note. Well, when I was getting ready to watch his stream this morning, there was this huge, long trailer for WandaVision that came up as a commercial just before Dope Dad's stream. And I watched the whole thing. So, yeah, pretty cool. I have, it looks really good. That was the longest, excuse me, the longest trailer that I had seen for it, but I love the trailer. So
that's been in development a really long time. They were developing that before Endgame actually came out.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that should be cool.
Yeah.
First Marvel series on Disney Plus, and it turns out that it's going to be like a sitcom practically. So that's very
I think it's going to be a lot of pieces to it. There's going to be some humor. There's going to be some superhero stuff, and of course there'll be villains and problems that they have to work through. So. I think it's going to be. I've
been wondering what's been going on with her because, I mean, the most interesting part of Endgame to me was a short little scene where Thanos is indestructible, right? He's come back in time. He's done all this stuff. And Wanda is really upset. And she basically comes up and he's like, I don't even know who you are. And she's like, you will. And she starts ripping all of his armor off and she's about to kill him. And he's totally defenseless. He's got to have the ship start firing on everything to defend herself and defend everybody else. And he was done. Yeah. So interesting.
Cool. Yeah. Very, very much so. I remember that scene too.
Welcome in, Jade and Travels.
Oh, hey.
Hello, how are you?
Thanks for popping in. We appreciate it, John, for you.
Disinfinity says some people are worried that WandaVision will be too weird.
Too weird. We major in weird. Most of us major in weird. If you're a sci-fi fan, you have to be a little weird, I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think. Okay, guys.
Thank you so much. That was so great. I love talking to you. Well, I haven't really talked to you, Will, before, except for a little bits and pieces. Especially, when I initially thought I was talking to your mom on Instagram in the park, trying to get together with her. I'm talking to you, and for a while I thought it was her, and finally you go, funny. Oh, Mom, and I'm like, oh, well, you're not her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take care of that Instagram account. So a lot of times we'll put the message and then put D or W. I don't know which one of us, because we both monitor that Instagram account. It takes a village, Bob.
Yeah,
it does. Stay on top of everything. Oh my goodness.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Just a couple of channel notes here. We have I have put up a couple of new shorts on the channel. We actually had snow in Northeast Texas day before yesterday, which was really cool. I noticed that Dole Whip Dad got some out there too, and he put up, which is a lot of fun. We don't get it a lot, but we do get it some. And so I took Grogu out to see snow for the first time on planet Texas. And so no ice spiders. So
I saw that.
But then the other one is an unboxing of those Haunted Mansion mystery pin set. So, but a couple of those, and I'm working on a video right now, guys, that's really eating my lunch. It's just taken a long time. I've had one other video do this before. So,
is that a Texas or a Tennessee phrase?
It's more of a Texas one, I guess.
I haven't heard that. I was going to say, if it was a Smoky Mountains one, I would have heard of it.
Yeah, you would have heard it. Exactly. Because we need to talk, Bob. We need to talk.
We should.
Absolutely.
I knew you were going to know what I was talking about when I said I knew going up Monteagle Mountain with a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's my stomping grounds, Bob. That's my stomping grounds. So.
I was like, geez, I'm never getting up this road.
Yeah. Or if you do, well, the thing that you don't want to do is take the really fast way down.
Yeah, you mean those ramps.
Yeah, don't want to end up in a ramp or, end up at the bottom of the mountain going, 80 miles an hour, trying to get people out of your way. But anyway, the other thing that I really wanted to announce was that I did a thing And I have always wanted to do Run Disney. And so, oh, hey, Captain Akron.
Hey there. How are you, buddy?
Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Much. We do appreciate you popping in and saying hi to us, letting us know you're there. I signed up for a Run Disney event, and I'm really excited about it. It's just a 5K. I'm going to start out slow. I used to run. I haven't run in years. This is my motivation for feeling better, getting into shape, doing better. I need to do it. I've got grandkids to keep up with and to take to Disney. And so I figure what better, to motivate me to do that than a Run Disney event. So
you've got to get prepared for that Caribbean hike.
There you go. There you go. I do. So I signed up I registered for the Star Wars Rival Run 5K. It's going to be on April 16th. It's a virtual race. It's a virtual race. So I'm just
a virtual race. Explain that to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, well, it's a thing that they.
I guess you just go out and run a 5K like around your neighborhood.
Yeah, you can download.
Yeah.
Download markers. You download your number thing. And you do the run. So Meg at Mickey's Magic she's done a lot of them. She's really excited that I'm doing my first one. So we're going to train together virtually. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's great motivation for me, and I'm looking forward to it. So I did that. And with it being a virtual, maybe later on I could do one, that's actually in Walt Disney World. But this is a good way to start. So I'm really excited about it.
I pray to do it for real through the parks really soon. I really do.
Yeah.
Every day.
We hope so too.
Yeah.
So Thursday is the season finale of our Mando Mania series. We're going over the final episode of season 2. It's gonna be a lot of fun to talk about it. We both freaked out watching the season finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian, and so it's gonna be a blast. That's at noon on Thursday, 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. So check that out. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Reaction videos like I have. I've been watching all the reaction videos, and people are like in tears. They're like,
I told the first time I saw it, I was screaming. I was screaming. The second time I watched it, I actually watched the emotional, and I cried. So we've had every. And William said he was screaming too. So
yeah,
you guys have to watch their show on this, because I think Lucasfilm and Disney evoked more emotion out of that 60-minute show than in several feature films.
Yep.
Because they just didn't realize what the heck people wanted. It's like, this is what they wanted, and when they got it, they lost it. So check it out.
Yeah. It really, it's like I stood in line and waited to see Star Wars: A New Hope when it hit theaters.
Me too. I was 15. I nobody else was in the theater. It was a first day. Nobody knew about it. On Empire Strikes Back, I camped out in a tent on a sidewalk.
Oh my goodness!
Ordered pizza. My dad ordered out pizza and it sent to me. It was 3 days.
Gosh, wow.
Back then.
Okay. See, this is okay. So how long has that been? 77? The New Hope came out 42 years. 40.
And it was 81 for Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
87 for New Hope, and 83 for Return of the Jedi.
Right. So I agree 100%. I think the season finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian was the best Disney content that we've had in 40-something years.
Yeah, it's true.
As far as, I have seen, there are going to be people who criticize just to criticize, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought they did a beautiful job with it. And thank you, Jon Favreau and Dave
Filoni and everyone involved.
Everyone involved.
And the weird guy in the gray hair and the flannel shirts that stood in the background pretending that he wasn't there.
Everybody. So yeah, it was great. So we're gonna Thursday at noon, Joyce, for Manomania. We're gonna review that one. So
yeah,
that one.
Bob, what do you have coming up?
Oh, let's see. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right here, I'm going to be doing my interview series, Mouse Tales, which we do every Wednesday at 7-ish. It's getting to be really crowded in there, so your time slot's becoming way better than my time slot. I'm probably going to make it a little bit later, but right now I'm still at 7 for the most part, and I'm going to be interviewing Kadani Sean, who's guy. Sean, I Socks, because he did a great series of Vlogmas videos on crazy socks. And actually, he gave me a new phrase for people losing it or going crazy, going down the crazy sock road. So if you look at the news and think, that guy's crazy, just substitute it with, that guy's going down the crazy sock road. And then Thursday of this week, in a few days, 2 days, over on the Adventures of Gonzo, Gonzo and I have combined our names, Bob and Gonzo, and come up with a show called the Bonzo Hour, which is quite weird. And quite funny. Bonzo actually was the name of a chimpanzee in a series of movies with Ronald Reagan a long time ago. So that's about as goofy as we are. But what we're doing is 1 week it's on my channel, the next week it's on his, and it's at 10:30 every Thursday. So this Thursday it's going to be over on his, and it'll be episode 2. And we'll see how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, just jump in there, Bob.
And then I have one more series, and this is a personal thing. Okay, so nobody get pissed at me. Okay, I've decided to not live stream for the rest of January in the parks, just for 2 weeks. It's the 12th, right? So there's only 2 more weeks with what's going on with COVID and everything, because I have bad diabetes, bad asthma, bad stuff. So I'm just being safe, and I'm doing more shows at home. And one of these new shows I call, like the show Blackish, where it's not just about one subject. This thing is called Disney-ish, which is mostly Disney, but I'm not afraid to talk about the real world stuff along the edges. And I did that last night, and that was actually a lot of fun. Cool. However, I make the mods very nervous on that one. I have to tell you. I walk right up to the edge, and they start swallowing their gum, and then I go.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably Monday nights. I'm just making that. I just started. I did one, and I think it'll probably be Monday nights at 9, probably.
Okay, good deal. Look forward to it, Bob.
And you guys are doing so great with your channel. I'm really, I'm loving what you're doing, and your conversations are great. And I'm a big history buff, so when you're talking about moments in history with Disney, see, that's special.
Yeah.
For what you're doing, they're joking about you. Is this my history degree and everything? But I don't know anybody else that does that. So that makes you special. I would keep doing that.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate that, Bob. Yeah, we love the history, and in fact, we have a little history series kind of up our sleeves that we haven't really started. We do, and that'll be coming later.
I will be all over that show. I would love to see that show.
Yeah, so we're hopefully can pull that together. It's again, life gets in the way of our YouTube. But yeah, we're hoping to pull that together and start that pretty soon.
Good luck with that.
And I think we knows what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
if you want me to help you out and like be walking down the street with Walt or anything and any
yeah. We will call you.
That would be amazing.
I keep having these dreams. I don't know why. That Walt gets unfrozen, and I'm in a car with him, and I have to explain to him how the Walt Disney World is and why Epcot isn't what he wanted it to be. I swear, I've had that about 100 times.
That is wild.
What the heck?
That is great. Wow.
I know, it's very weird. He's not upset. I swear he's not upset in these dreams. He's just kind of like, all right, tell me that again.
What happened? Right. What was the deal?
So strange.
He's very happy that Roy stuck around to let's see, he's really happy that Roy stuck around to finish off the park. And he's mystified at some of the last few what's his name? Darn it. What is that guy? No, who was the person, the last two words, Kurt Russell. Those are the last two words on his lips before he died. He's mystified over the last few films of Kurt Russell. It was like he did one where he's like up in the cold north and he's got this big gray mustache.
I haven't seen that
and
one.
He's trapped in this building with anyway, so that it's a surreal, it's like some French experimental film. Walt Disney, obsessed with Kurt Russell's career, trying to explain to him why Epcot isn't.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Christmas Chronicles. I think Christmas Chronicles. I love Christmas Chronicles, so I think that was a home run. But well, Bob, we really appreciate you being on, and you bring so much energy. It's great to get to know you a little better, and we look forward to getting to know you even better.
Yeah,
so,
I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Will.
Yeah, no problem. It's been great talking to you, and looking forward to talking to you some more too.
Cool. My birthday's in April. If you want to come on down here, we'll go to some restaurant and
there you go.
Okay, there you go. There's a real good reason to go to the parks in April.
right there. That's the reason. Why are you going to the parks? Bob's birthday.
There you go.
You heard?
Must attend. That's right. It's a must attend. Definitely. Oh man.
So shout out to everybody that's been here tonight. Big shout out to our ghost host moderators. Thank you for keeping the chat family friendly. I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in the chat, and thank you to everyone who's going to watch on the replay and those that watched without, in ghost mode without commenting. Thanks to Aunt Susan and Aunt Joy for always watching all of our stuff. Thanks to James Ryan, Dean the Turkey Legster, BDF, Francisco, Monarch Moments, Mike Wheeler, Tina McNeil DCS, Katrina Scopini, Stacy Rogers, T. Marie's Place, Arlene Adventures with VP, Alyssa Stenberg, More Sunshine Please, AJC Magic TV, Jonathan Chong, The Mickey Bunch, John Fujita, Disney Master Chief, Griswold Family Vacay, Diz Our Dream, Coaster FAQs, Diz Infinity, Adventures with VP, Elena K808, Adventures by D, J&N Travels, and Captain Akron. Thanks to everybody for being here.
Nice.
We really appreciate it.
Very proud of you.
Hey, if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but hopefully we'll catch you next week. So,
Stacey Rogers, April 14th. She's April 19th. April 14th.
Oh, okay. There you go. Your birthday buddy. There. Good deal. Okay. Well, guys, that I think we've just about covered it for now. And if we weren't keeping everybody up on that, we'd just keep going.
Wake up.
We absolutely do. But thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys.
Want to take us out, William?
Sorry.
Hit the button.
So remember, at the Hitchhiking Bones YouTube channel, there's always room for one more. So thanks again, everyone. And please, as always, hurry back.
Thanks so much, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks to Joy and Susan. Love you guys.
Bob.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.